So I have decided to go live again. I'm hoping everyone's okay this evening because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, my time. I see it was the crystal shore, and sometimes they don't need sleep. That's what it says on Google anyway, but I'm not sure bothered by that. I'm going to talk about Krishna and God on this live stream. I'm having a troubled night, so I thought I'd be very expressive tonight. And I'm just thinking about my life and where I'm going right now. It's very complicated right now. I'm hoping things turn out for the better. I'm going to talk about Krishna, Jesus, and God. That's what I hope to talk about anyway. So, I'm struggling with my mind right now and things where I'm at. So, I'm just grateful for where I am right now at the moment in my life, even though it's difficult. So, I'm going to try and talk about Krishna at the moment. I'm reading a book called The Bhagavad Gita as it is, and hoping that things work out alright. A human being who identifies the body and of 3 elements with his self, who can who is covered the byproducts of the body of pilgrimage, simply to take a body rather than men of thought. This is about Krishna and the Bhagavad Gita. Knowledge that is to be considered like as an ass or a cow. like the cow, like part of the cow as a cow is what I meant to say. Sorry, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm half asleep. As a cow, I was meant to say. Excuse some of my words if they're muffled. Even though Buddha too, as well, is superior in knowing and center by studying. So Buddha is superior in knowing, which is what Krishna is talking about. And sorry if I sound half asleep. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like sometimes my words get mumbled, but I'm trying to express myself, I suppose, by talking about Krishna, which I really like right now. I like reading about Bhagavad Gita and the Bible and Krishna. So, so I just hope I'm making some sense, and I'm kind of new to this whole YouTube channel, so just bear with me with this. I'm going through a very challenging time right now, and I'm kind of hoping that I can past some of my courses that I'm doing. I love Krishna a lot, and he's helped me with a lot of different things, which I like. He also talks about deliberate intelligence, which means I think he wants people to be deliberately intelligent, managing their emotions. He's good at stuff like that, Krishna is. So this is the book that I'm reading, called the Bhagavad Gita, and it's a very good book, and I've read it. It took 2 years, and it's 600 pages. So I think I know Krishna very well. I was going to show you guys his statue, and it's different from my end. But I love Krishna, and it's actually, I found out that he's 15% in the population. So not many people really worship him. It's about 1.2 billion people. It's very small. But I think he's special. So I think he's different. The reason why I'm talking to you guys about this is because he's quite an interesting one. I'm going to show you his statue, if you don't mind. He's just a bit different. This is what he looks like. And for me, that's my statue of Krishna. That's who I worship anyway. And I do worship a few other gods. I really like him. Like, he's helped me out of some sticky situations, and still is. Right now, it's like, he's kind of my guardian god. I think he's my birth god, but I'm not sure. I don't know what a birth god is. And the reason why I love him so much is because I just feel connected to him. I feel a connection. Yes. And he saved me from a bunch of things lately, and I know he's got a trickster side, but I think he's more love at heart, really. And that's what I feel. Everyone's got a bit of a trickster spirit in them, and I think anyway, because anyone can be like that. But you know, it's life sometimes. I think that he's more into love and saving people than hurting them. I had a dream about something, and it's kind of challenging to talk about because it's emotional, because it really affected me, and I don't know if it was real life or a dream. So right now I'm going to call it a dream, and this is I wanted to get my stuff out there because I'm going on not very many days, which is kind of a challenging thought. I always go by one day, and that's been my whole life, which is kind of hard to say. I just wanted to say that because it could be my last video whenever, so I just wanted to express myself because I think it's a good thing. And everyone always says live in the moment. Everyone's always said that to me. You only might have one day, live in the moment. I think that's an interesting, wise advice. But I want to tell you the experience that I had with Krishna. I wanted to get my stuff out there a little bit and give myself a chance to, and stuff that I've learned. So I hope you guys have learned a bit. I had a dream about being bombed for 4 days in a row. And I've never experienced anything so traumatic before in my life. I think it was really scary, actually. And I honestly don't know how I got through that. Actually, I do. But I don't. It's very, very confusing because I think the only person who really tried to get me through that is Krishna. So I trust him. You know when you just trust someone, and I don't want to lose that trust because trust is hard for me. And I need him right now because I'm afraid of things, and he helps me with that. He helps a bit with that. He got me out 3 times when I didn't think I was going to get out. So I do recommend him, to worship and things, because I just feel like he could be helpful for people who are having trouble with minds, especially mentally. He knows my mind because when I had a dream, I dreamed he jumped into my brain and pushed bombs out of my head. And I don't even know how many bombs went in my head. And I don't even know how I survived. But I just barely know that it's probably Krishna. And he was crying the whole entire time it was happening, so I could feel his emotions. I don't think he wanted me to die like that. And I could feel his love. It was very strong. And I can still feel his love. Even though he never gets tired of helping me. And I'm always the one who feels tired sometimes. Probably because I stay up to God knows time in the morning worrying about stuff. But I think we do that a lot sometimes, don't we? Just worry about stuff. I've just moved to a new house recently, so I'm hearing creaks and cracks sometimes. I think that's residents going to sleep. That's what I worry about. And that's why I stay up till God knows 5 o'clock in the morning. And if you know who's that, going to the door. And then I can see my residents going to the toilet. And then it's like, oh, it's just them going down there. My brain is just very unique. It's unusual. I think Christian knows my brain because he jumped in my brain and found all the bombs and pushed them out. And I was thinking, no one's ever known my brain like that before. Like, not the way he knew it. Like, how could you go in there and find a bomb when I can't even go in there and find who I'm supposed to be? It's like, he probably knows me better than I do right now. So I think it's been an interesting journey with him. I do love God because I was brought up religious. In fact, they drilled religion into my head since I was born. I was constantly talking about God. You have to believe in God, or you don't go to heaven. That's what they said. Well, I don't know what to believe about that. They said if you don't believe in God, you're never going to go to heaven. I'm having a bit of trouble getting there, but I still believe in God. I read the Bible too, and they say if you read the Bible, that's a good thing. I go into church all the way through my teen years. I prayed so much for a lot of different things. I'm willing to go to church soon as well. Like I want to explore the church across my house because I haven't tried that church yet. But I've tried different churches, and some of them have trouble accepting me because I'm just that much of an oddball. Which is unusual, right? The priests find me unusual, but they'll pray for me, and I'm like, that's interesting. The priests are kind of funny, I think. I think they have an interesting take on life. I've always loved God. I don't always pray, but I do think about prayer often in my mind when I meditate. I pray and meditate at the same time. I just think about my life and wish how could things be different. What does it take to be unusual? I've also felt like my whole life I felt that someone was trying to stop my expression. And I still feel that now. I think people do, And if I say the wrong word, then sorry. I didn't mean to say the wrong word. It's just, I can be blunt sometimes. And I'm still learning about words. I'm new to all this YouTube live cast, so I hope you'll just forgive me for some things if I come across as a bit strange. I've always been called an unusual girl. Unusual girl of God is what they call me. I believe in Jesus, and I've been talking to Jesus for about 16 years in my head. I believe I've seen him a few times in my mind's eye. He's tried to come to me. I think other people have tried seeing that. There's a lot of darkness around me at the moment, and I think that God can get you out of that darkness. Sometimes just a little bit. So when you pray, you're going to the higher self. I'm troubled by a lot of different dark energies right now, and one of the staff members here where I live said, well, you're battling a lot of demons, aren't you? And I thought, yeah. I think you can see. And well, I'm trying to think positively. I've got a lot of things to be thankful for. I think you do too. And I wrote something a little bit about Jesus too for the Bible. And he says on Chrysanthemums, husbands, love your wives. Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, that he might sweeten how obsessed cleansed her by with her words of water the truth. So he's good with cleansing your words with truth. And I guess I just want to be heard, because I'm not very used to that, being listened to, someone listening to me. Well, I have tried, and I do make mistakes, so I'm just struggling with my voice, like some young people do. And I feel like I've been judged a lot. I can feel the darkness in my mind, and it's quite bad. I'm wondering if there's any such thing as light sometimes too. I know there is light, but I just wonder. I've been scared of the dark since I was a kid, and that could be part of the problem. I've had too many fears and worries, and I think we have that. And my channel is about how to be random, because I'm a random person. I don't make plans. I'm spontaneous, which is one that I like. I never make plans, because plans go wrong. They don't go right. If I've tried making plans like, oh, let's go to London today, someone could go, I'm sorry, but we can't make it. The rain's come now, and it's too wet and cold, and I don't feel good. So it's like, why would I make plans? I just go, I mean, I do make plans with friends, yeah, but it's spontaneous. They message me and go, do you want to go out? Yeah, sure, but no rush. They come when they want to, and if they can't make it, then I'm not gonna get disappointed too much, because I don't plan. Plans never work. Not for me. I've tried making plans to get a job. I've tried making plans to be a better person. I've tried making plans to let go of stuff, and I find letting go hard and easy. There's a bit of both. And the challenges I've seen inside my mind, well, I wonder just what's happened up there. Really. It's kind of long-winded. I wonder if anybody's listening sometimes. I love art, and I don't know how good I am at it, but I've got my art out there a little bit. People know. And this is sunlight, which cleanses my aura, so I need this at the moment, because I'm trying to fight off demons in my mind. But art sometimes stops some of those things. When you're an artist, I read somewhere that sometimes you get troubled minds. I know I'm a troubled soul. doesn't take one to know one sometimes. Sometimes you don't know. Jesus has been there a lot for me, and I hope he can stop some of the bad stuff from happening again. My mind, I'm not sure how to stop things from not making sense. Because some things don't make sense, and that's been like that for me since I was 16. I've always been a bit confused. Confusion. And that's the cat drawing that I drew, that I showed you before. And I drew a little anime girl for the stuff. I know I love drawing, but people have said my drawings are good and make them laugh or smile. Especially Ben, he was like, you stick to drawing. You're good at it. And this is what I was going to show you. My goddess drawing of Peter, who's another goddess that I like talking to. She's the goddess of beauty. Trying to draw my statue here. And I talk to God sometimes too. Like, I talk to myself sometimes, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that can be a good thing, because it's sort of saved my life a little bit too. So I think talking to yourself, it can be a good thing. It depends, a bit of both. And sometimes I talk to my guides too, if I'm muttering to myself, or if I seem like I'm talking to someone else. It's just my guides, because that's what I talk to, as well as myself. And people find that unusual, but they've been able to accept that. I sometimes have 10 different guides I talk to, and I'm thinking, God, I have so many guides I talk to in my head as a more than one person at the same time, and I find talking hard at the best of times. So I think I look up. The same thing about who's up there. I think I look up to. My drawings help a little with my emotions. I think I'm a good drawer. It never ripped up a picture once, because I just think perfection doesn't matter. I am not a perfectionist. I just love to draw, and it saved my life on a number of occasions. Actually, it's got me to 30, and I've been drawing for 5 years. So, I think it's a good tool. I'm proud of my art, even if it's just a bit. I actually plan to cover my walls with art, like just of it. There's a bunny rabbit there. That one. It's just there with an egg, because it was Easter recently, which I got to celebrate, thankfully. So I'm just grateful, really, for how far I've gotten, because I've achieved a lot, and I know I have, and I'm grateful for what I've achieved. And I'm studying an algebra masters right now, so I'm kind of grateful for that, really. And also, I love reading about God, and I read the Holy Bible. And I've read the Bible at least 4 times since 2016. This is the 4th time that I'm reading it. I find it very interesting, but some people don't get it. Like, it's very old language. I like it though. It's quite an interesting book, I think. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about a character that I like, and I don't know why. I just like him a lot. Because Because I think he saved me from a few things too, but I think he's just different, like me, and very shy. And I'm waiting on him still, but I don't know if I should be. I'm just trying to express myself, I guess. I'm not sure what's gonna happen really. I'm just hoping for a change in my life, that other than this fight in my head that I've got going on. But his name is Merlin, and I've been believing in him for a little while, maybe about 3 years. It has been a long time, but I've just believed in him, and I don't care what people think or why I care. But I just believe that he's real, even if I'm crazy for thinking about it. He's a legend and a myth, and he was around before Christ too, but so were crystal children. Crystal children were around 7,000 years before Christ. These beings, these little creatures that garden quartz. And I just think crystal children are amazing. I don't know why, I just love crystals. Like I showed you some before in my last video. I have an amethyst here. I love stones. I've got a collection of them in my wardrobe. And I'm just hoping that one day someone will see that I just loved Merlin. And I don't think this love is a bad thing. And someone on my readings once told me, these men that loved you, they just wanted good intentions for you. They didn't want anything bad happen to you. They only wanted you to have love, which is good, I think. And I love Arthur too. I love the characters, the personalities. Love can be different for many people, but I've always loved them in my own way. I guess I'm just different. That's what I keep hearing in my head every day. When I just get hearing, you're different. You know? Different, like, unique. My brain is odd. Thinking, how am I still here? I just question that every day. Every day I question, what is keeping me here? So it must be something to do with Arthur. Because he loved me, even though he's struggling right now with this. I think he's struggling, but I'm not sure. Okay, maybe. I'm just not sure where my life is going right now. But I want to say that I'm grateful for all my achievements. I jumped quite high actually in my life, but I don't really want to mention it right now. It's just I've learned a lot, more than I ever thought. I jumped the last year, and I want to jump again. I will say what I do have that I think is okay. I've got 2 diplomas in sacred geometry and magic, and I really like both, and I think there's no harm in both, really. I just want to believe there's something good in the world, rather than all this bad stuff. I want to believe in the positivity, which is being taken from me. People don't want me to be positive, and I'm trying to fight that feeling of, oh, you have to be negative all the time to get somewhere in life. It's not true. I have great respect for both Merlin and Arthur, you know, and I suggest you watch their show because it can be helpful, I think. Merlin and Arthur just want to help people. I wish to stop. I think he's not a bad person, and the words I said, if I said any out loud, it's just my illness, what I'm going through. That's all. So I have tried saying sorry, I think, in my own way. But it's always a choice to forgive. What's being nice? Because that's what I want to know. Someone must try and teach me what being nice is, because I've learned to try and communicate. You know, I think I have tried. I've read 3 books on communication, and I've done 1 course. I'm not the best at it at sometimes, but I try my best. You know, I think the world can be a strange place. So I think I might try and read some of this Bible before I go. But you know, guys, you only have one day. That's what I believe. You believe that, don't you? What happens if you do only have one day? Is that a bad thought? No, because it got me to 30. If you think about it, it's probably true though. You ever heard of the song "Sha-na-na-na-na, live for today"? That song? Good. That is an interesting song. You know, you should listen to it. Shall listen to it for today? I think it's by Grassroots. Oh, for goodness sake. Just trying to hum a little bit there. got that song in my head. I'm really musically inclined, you know, for me. But I think Shall Live for Today, that song, says it all. And that's what I have in my head every day. I think it's a good message. I was going to read from the Bible. I read this to Ben today when I was talking with him. Just mentioning him because he's alright. I just thought that this paragraph of the Bible was quite interesting because I love Israel in the Bible. And he was like, oh, it's boring. And I'm like, but I don't mind it. It's kind of complicated but good. So I'm just trying to think. It's quite interesting, so I'll read this paragraph to you and then I'll come off. In the early autumn, when the Israelites had settled in their towns, and people assembled in Jerusalem with a unified purpose, then Joshua, son of Jehoshaphat, joined his fellow priests, and Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, with his family, in building the altar of the God of Israel. Just wanted to sacrifice burnt offerings on it. Burnt offerings on the altar to the Lord each morning and evening. They celebrated the festival of shelters and prescribed the law of sacrificing the number of burnt offerings specified for each day of the festival. They also offered the regular burnt offerings and the offerings required for the new moon. Celebrations and annual festivals as described by the Lord. 15 days before the festival of the shelters began, the priests began to sacrifice burnt offerings to the Lord, and this was before they even started to lay the foundation of the Lord's temple. I just thought that it was interesting. It's just talking about God. and altars and sacrificing and things being burned. And I just find that offerings interesting because I offered some stuff to my gods recently. I offered Krishna some ice cream and crisps. And he thinking like, no, the ice cream melted, so I couldn't eat it. I was gonna eat it too, but then I thought I don't really want ice cream melted. So I decided not to eat it and let Krishna eat that. But I do make offerings, and there's two other gods and goddesses that I like. And this lady, she's different too. Well, she's been there for me in many small ways too. Not big ways, but small ways. She's a little bit different, but this is Vast. I was gonna show you guys her. But she's the cat goddess of Egypt. Cat goddess of Egypt is someone I really love. And she's been in my darkest moments because I used to dream about, or in my room I used to be really, when I was really sick and sometimes get sick, she used to come to my bed and lay next to me as an elephant or a panther, and I'd see her and she'd crawl next to me and let me hug her, which was cool, and she'd come into my room and talk to me in spirit, and that's cool. But she's been so quiet lately. I think she's just been busy. But I do love her. I mean, she's been like a mum to me, I suppose, in some ways too. And I think she loves me. Very unusual, strange love. But I think she's got a lot to say for herself, in my opinion. And then I do have Hathor as well. The Egyptian goddess of love and beauty. I'm going to show you her statue too. I just love statues, So I thought maybe if I show you guys, I've shown a bit of my soul a little bit. Because I just love these games. And I think they love me in a very unusual way. Well, this is Hathor. She's quite different too, but I've had this statue a long time. And she's a goddess of beauty and love. And I think she is there for me in a lot of ways. She does seem to love me. I hear her voice in my mind sometimes. More than Bath's usually, which is interesting. Ben seems to think that Hathor is more talkative. Well, he seems to think Bath is more quieter. But maybe that's because she's shy, that's what I said. So, they're all a bit different, have their own personalities and characteristics. And it's not just a statue to me. And then there's this little guy. He's been around me a little bit. His name is Geb. He's quite cool too. I think he's helped me out with some sticky situations and all. But I don't mind these gods, I think they're cool. I think they're very beautiful beings, and I hope they get me out of some more sticky situations or any challenging ones that they have been trying to lately. And I'm reading still another version of Krishna, which I'll try to talk to you guys about a bit too. That's called Suri Brahma Samahati, and it's complicated. There's another version of him, so I'm still very much talking to Krishna, and it's cool. It's like interesting. Anyway, guys, I think I might try and end it there because we can go on a bit on this channel, can't we? We're very good talkers, we are over here. Well, sometimes. We talk a lot, That's because we express ourselves. That's how we do it. So I hope you guys liked this podcast. and got something out of it anyway. So good night for now.